It's that time again, it's Sunday and we're talking about what would you do. You can see here I'm at the fantastic Archerfield Links. I'm on the Fidra Golf Course. I'm on the 18th hole, par 5, as you see the flyover right now. And we're going to talk about today, what would you do on this hole? You can see it's a daunting tee shot with 2 fairways to hit at. Obviously looking straight down the hole, there's a lot of deep bunkers that are looking straight at you, and that's where everybody starts to favour towards. They're trying to hit away from that, and where does your ball end up? So as you know, this is a series that is partnered with Seed Golf Ball and Takomo, so a massive thank you to them. Today I'm out here with the 301 MBs. James Robinson is out here with the 301 CBs, 2 fantastic options from Takomo. Again, if you're looking for more forgiving irons, then you can check the website out. The link is in the description below. And today we've changed golf ball. You'll have seen in previous weeks at Gullum we was using the SD05. Today we are using the SDX1. It's a little bit of a higher flying golf ball. It's a more of a tree line course, as you can see on that flyover again now. But let's get into it. So on the tee box now, I normally hit a little bit of a fade. So the first thing I'm going to do is think, right, I know I've got that right hand side of the fairway. If you've watched James Robinson's video, you will have certainly seen that that's where I ended up. But this is what happens. People come into the middle of the tee, stand straight in the middle, aim down the middle. Well, if we aim down the middle, we're aiming straight towards those bunkers. If you're then a slicer of the ball, you're going to open up and start to aim left. So if you do that, the ball's going to slice more and probably end up towards those bunkers. So if I'm a fader of the ball, I'm going to come onto the right-hand side of this tee box. I'm going to use the tee to my advantage. So I'm on the right-hand side now, and I'm actually just going to play straight towards the bunkers. So if I go towards the middle bunker, I'm going to fade it onto that right-hand fairway. It's a bigger fairway to hit. The left is very narrow, and a lot of people start to guide that. And when you do that, if I'm aiming at the middle and I do double cross myself a little bit and hit a pull shot, you're down the left-hand side of the fairway, so you're getting the best of both worlds, and you can just get over that ball and trust it and commit to that shot. James is going to come on shortly and talk you through how he would play this hole, because he hits a totally different ball shape to me. Okay, so set my club, build my stance, and then just commit to this shot. I'm not trying to hit it any harder. Again, just because it's a par 5 doesn't mean I'm going to give it a good old whack. Started straight at those bunkers, fading nicely, and that's going to be on the left side of that fairway, but it's on that fairway nonetheless. James is in now. What would you do?
That was a great shot. To be honest, I haven't hit driver that well today. So if you've watched my video, you may have seen that. So I'm just going to aim up the right side, and if I hit that kind of toey pull that I have been hitting, I'm okay. So it's a very similar shot to Chris. It's a safe shot, but it's a shot where I'm quite comfortable. It's a wide fairway with a hazard in the middle, but it's a par 5, so you still want to kind of turn the shoulders over. You still want to try and get up there in 2 and try and make a birdie or an eagle. So that's the shot I didn't really want. That's what I've been hitting all day. It's going to just carry that bunker, and it's actually in the fairway still. So that's where I've almost preempted that. That's the shot I've had all day. You'll hear tour pros say, use the shot you've had on the range, use the shot that you've been playing all day, don't try and fix it mid-round. Luckily here we've got a long hole, but a fairly forgiving hole if you know how to play it. That's the key. Let's get down there and see where they are.
So now we have the next, what would you do from here? So James has got 250 yards into the green, so
also into the wind, which I'm torn between 3-wood and driver. I think it's not sat bad, it's like just on the right lie. So if I can get this chasing up, there's no real hazard in front of the green. Again, you'll see on the flyover that the hazard's to the left. I'll even take that kind of front bunker really and just back myself to get up and down. I don't feel like 3-wood can get there. So just a nice flighted one of these. Like that. Go on, chase up.
There's a great effort there. You'll see from the tracer, but
I think it is in the bunker, just.
In that bunker. That's where you've got to decide, guys. Would you want to be in the bunker, or would you rather leave yourself a longer shot into this green? We can see there's actually a little bit of a mound here, so if James had hit it a little bit lower and straight, he could have hit that, gone into that bunker, and it's a very difficult shot. So think about what's the percentage play, what are you comfortable with, and commit. Right, I've got 251 yards here, and in my bag I actually don't have the correct club. I have a 5-wood in there, which is not going to reach. I have a 7-wood, and then I have the driver. I'm not going to hit driver here, it's on a tight lie, but I'm going to be using the 4-iron. So I'm going to go with my Takomo 301 MB. This is going to leave me probably around about 50 yards, which is a pitch shot that I will be comfortable with. So I can just then think, right, I can get that over the bunker, I can pitch it on. I feel a little bit more confident than I do with a bunker shot. I know this as well is going to get obviously over all this trouble in front of me. It's going to leave me a nice layup, but I'm not going to hit it any harder. I just commit to it. I know how far this goes. I'm comfortable with what it will leave me.
Nice, that's a great shot.
It should leave me, like I say, between 50 and 60 yards in. I've moved it a little bit up the right, not intentional, but I know that is actually safe, but I've got a better line. I'm not going over the bunker. So 65 yards I've actually left myself with here. It's just caught the right side of that, so I'm not going fully over the bunker, and that's what you got to think about obviously when you are picking a layup. Do you want to hit over a bunker? Are you confident with that? I know from here this is around about 3/4 swing with this, so obviously knowing your positions here, what would you do? Would you just grab your 60 and try and send it as high as possible with a full swing? That could potentially bring in troubles with, obviously you've got to be so precise to get the contact to not fin it towards the clubhouse or leave it in that dreaded bunker anyway. So about a 3/4 swing here. A nice flighted one, a little bit of spin. You can see that's gone probably around about 10 to 15 feet, so a nice comfortable shot for me, a nice little divot. I've not sent it high, just because it's obviously a pitch shot doesn't mean it has to go in high. We can fly that in with a little bit of spin if we get your setup right. Now James is going to see if he can get inside that from the bunker.
This is where you've really got to hope, especially in links golf, that you've got a good lie in the bunker. I said earlier the bunker's not a bad place, and I would back myself to hit a pretty decent shot here and make 5 at worst. The fact that Chris has hit a really good shot in there obviously piles a bit more pressure on me. It's on a little bit of a downslope. If I was looking for the ideal lie, it would have gone a little bit further in, obviously with that big lip. It's not a riveted lip, but it is still a... Look at these steps here.
I was about to say, I hope you're using the steps that they've provided.
Right. So again, I've got the Skyforge 001. I'm just going to open the face up a bit. Plenty of bounce on here, so it's going to help me glide through. See if we can get a little bit of purchase on this one. Go on.
Certainly stopped quick.
It's probably as average as that's going to get. Like if you give me 10 balls, that's going to be the average. I'll probably hit some good ones, and it might even be the worst I would do actually, but I'm going to take that. It's a birdie opportunity, and obviously I've had the risk of hitting the driver off the deck back there, so I will take that all day. Let's see who holds the puck, because that's what it comes down to. Right, so I've got about 15, maybe 16 feet left to right. Shouldn't really 3-putt from here, so I'm thinking about potentially making it. I've not hit it. If you had the line and you've not hit it, all that.
End over end, we can see that.
5. Right, Chris. What would you do? Not leave it short, that's what I'd do.
Right. So you can see mine's pitched pretty much where I expected it to. And again, think about the risk and reward. So James has had to hit a driver off the ground. He's had to obviously put some risk into it. Yes, he got near the bunker. Hit a good bunker shot really, but it just didn't run out like he wanted it to. But you see, I've hit a reasonable drive. I've hit a reasonable 4-iron. You might have hit a 5-wood. You might have hit a 3-wood to get in the same position. And then I've hit a relatively easy wedge to give myself a little bit of a closer chance. I followed suit with James and left it short. But you see how we've turned this hole at Archerfield, the Fidra course, into a relatively, 2 different ways to play it, but we've made it relatively easy to get a par. So guys, think about what you would do off a tee like this, off a fantastic hole here at Archerfield. A massive thank you to Takomo and Seed. If you do want to check those out, then it is in the description below. We'll see you again next week.